Okay, Danielle, it is Mother's Day weekend.
Weekend, yes.
Okay, so can you have a Mother's Day brunch outside without getting rained on?
You can for sure if you have it Saturday, but Sunday, later in the day, we are running into the potential. So if you want to barbecue for your mom, for example, want to take her to a patio, by the time we get into later in the day, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we could get a couple isolated showers, even a thunderstorm out there. I'll talk more about that forecast in just a little bit. 20 degrees right now. That's our daytime high and current temperature. For the evening, in a couple hours, you can expect 18 degrees, winds up to 40 kilometers per hour gusting. For tomorrow morning, to kick off the day, nice. A mix of sun and cloud, 11 degrees at 8 a.m. and then getting up to a high of 24 with the winds picking up late in the day once again to about 50 kilometers per hour. That's your 24-hour forecast and is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Find more than what you're expecting at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Ian?
And Danielle, that's just an indication of how dry and warm it is out there.
Yeah, it's very dry, dangerously dry. We don't want to run into that. We need the moisture. Now, we need a lot more moisture than we're going to get in this 5-day forecast, but this is a start, I'll say. Now, on this timing-wise, if you had plans to be outdoors with your mama late Sunday, it may interrupt that because it looks like it will start Sunday and then carry in through Monday, but Monday will be the heavier rain that we need in Calgary and many other communities. Okay, 20 degrees is the temperature in Calgary right now, and in Brooks, 25, in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, 26 in Milk River. So we have lots of heat and we're above normal, well above normal. Normal is about 16 degrees for Calgary for this time of year. So we've had the warmth all week. Different story next week. So unfortunately, what's going to be paired with the rain that we really need is cooler temperatures. So we have to brace for that after we've gotten used to these warmer temperatures. 43 kilometers per hour, that was the maximum wind gust today in Calgary. We're looking at around 40 kilometer per hour gusts at times possible as we head through the evening hours, and then that will quiet down overnight, but it will be back again later tomorrow. Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, this corridor here, you're looking at about 50 to 60 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. So it'll get a little windier tomorrow in comparison to today. When we look at what's happening with regards to the activity that's in central Alberta, we talked about that. We are looking, though, at this ridge of high pressure really shifting down. We're going to be under a trough, which is going to allow cooler air mass to roll in and that instability as well. So I'm going to give you the timeline here. I'm going to step out of the way, and really for tomorrow, nothing to talk about. Yeah, we'll have some cloudy periods. Yeah, it'll be a little windy later in the day. So if you are sitting on a patio, for example, the menu might blow away in your napkin because later in the day, about 50 kilometer per hour gusts are possible, especially closer to those supper hours. But no active weather in Calgary. That active weather should stay north of Calgary and far south of Calgary. Though, as we get into later in the day on Sunday by about 4, so Mother's Day, that's when we get into the chance of these pop-up showers. This will be isolated. So some communities will see some of this activity while other communities won't. Some of these pockets will come with some heavy rain. This will be up the QE2. This will be off to the west as well, and it'll start to peak into the far south through the supper hours. Again, this could come with a quick, non-severe thunderstorm too. But this is what's happening for Sunday night and Monday. And this is when we're looking at the significant rainfall that we do truly need. 24 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Again, it's a quiet day, just a little windy later in the day. By Sunday, a high of 21. If we're lucky, let's say anywhere from 19 as a high to 21, then the winds will pick up later in the day. We do have the potential by about 4 p.m. to run into some isolated showers, and certainly a good chance of rain Sunday night carrying into Monday. So Sunday night about 1 millimeter. By Monday, we're looking anywhere from 5 to 15 millimeters in some localized areas. And check out that high, just 8, but we bounce back into the teens by Tuesday.
And that is one of the delightful things about this time of year is just opening the windows, opening the patio door, and hearing that bird song. I just love it.
Yes, it's so nice.
Yeah.
You know you've arrived, right?
Yeah.
The flowers are blooming. There's leaves on the trees in some cases already. Okay, 20 degrees is that current temperature. Also, today's daytime high, and 16 was normal. So we're above normal. The record for this day, 27.8. We're not near that. Closer to that tomorrow, 24 degrees and stable, just a little windy later in the day. For Mother's Day, 21 is a high. Later in the day by 4, we get into the chance of showers, and that rain will be heavy at times through Monday with just a high of 8 by then. Ian?
Let's connect with Danielle now. It's going to be a pretty nice weekend, really, for anything outdoors.
Yeah, it's fantastic out here right now. The winds are calm at the moment. The sun is out at the moment. The temperatures are warm. It's a beautiful way to wrap up this work week, of course. And tomorrow will be nice as well. If you are headed out to any events, of course, you're going to need some sunscreen because UV index will be high. And if you're crowded with a bunch of people, it will be quite warm out there. So 20 degrees is our daytime high and our current temperature. Winds are relatively calm at this point. They may pick up here and there up to 40 kilometers per hour throughout the evening, but we will have breaks where it's just quiet and calm. Overnight and through tomorrow morning, quiet and calm as well. It will pick up again tomorrow afternoon. That will get us to a high of 24 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. More details and your full Mother's Day forecast. And a couple things you need to know about that, Tara. I'll be back with that soon.
It is very, very dry out there. That, of course, is the big concern this time of year.
Yeah, you just talked about 5 different stories about this, Tara, and we need moisture. We absolutely do. It's good to enjoy the nice dry weather when we have it, the sunshine, but there's rain in the forecast. It's a significant rainfall. It's not going to completely change the game, but it's a start. And we'll talk about the rain in just a moment, but for now, it's quiet, a little windy at times. 21 degrees is the temperature in Calgary, so we just went up a degree. It's 21 in Brooks as well, 25 in Lethbridge, and 24 in Medicine Hat and Milk River. We had a gusty day at times in Calgary. Our maximum gust was 43 kilometers per hour, but much of the afternoon was quite windy. And then 37 for Lethbridge, which just registered, and 57 for Pincher Creek. This corridor, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge to Medicine Hat for tomorrow, looking at 60 kilometer per hour gusts, and for us in Calgary, 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. So still on the windy side for tomorrow. Not that extreme wind, but certainly something that you will notice when you're outdoors. We can see this moisture that's passing through central Alberta. The weather pattern is starting to change, and it's starting to change from north to south. We're going to notice the change in southern Alberta by Sunday night specifically, potentially even by the supper hours on Sunday. Mother's Day. Not sure if you have something planned for your mama, maybe a patio dinner. You may see a little sprinkle out there. So here's the jet stream in the darker green, the edge of the ridge of high pressure. That's going to slump to the south, and we're going to be under this trough. That's going to allow that colder air to filter in. So we're going to kick off the next week on the cold side, absolutely. And we're not getting into the 20s for next week at all. It's not in the forecast. This is going to allow some rain to move on in, though, which is what we need. So I'm going to advance this for tomorrow. Nothing really to talk about in southern Alberta. Some cloudy periods at times, and again, a little windy at times. When we get into Sunday, the morning looks great. We'll see some sunshine, maybe a few clouds here and there. In the afternoon, it will start to cloud over. And then by 4 p.m., we get into the potential of this instability here. So these pop-up showers, isolated. Some communities will see it. Some communities won't. Some of them may even materialize into some thunderstorms, non-severe. That potential is down the QE2, Highway 2, over to Lethbridge, and even to the west of Calgary, 4 o'clock through the supper hours. Then the rain picks up in those overnight hours, and check out Monday. Monday will be a rainy one. We're getting that significant rainfall that will move from the south up towards the north. So in Calgary, we're looking at a good douse of rain by Monday. 24 degrees is our high for tomorrow, just a little windy later in the day. 21 for Mother's Day Sunday. About a millimeter of rain is possible late in the day. By Monday, 5 to 15 millimeters, just a high of 8, Tara.
If you're a reader, that is the place to be, boy. Yes. Well, if you've got some chores to catch up on this weekend, you better make sure you pick a good helper. All right, this is little Aubrey. She wants to help. She's trying to help. Oh. Yeah, no. I think she just made a bigger mess there.
It's a game.
It's a
Let's
game.
face it, right?
She's like, I didn't really want to help. I'm going to show you that you don't want my help, and you're never going to ask me again. I think she was trying. She wanted to help.
Yeah.
Well, this little guy's lending a helping hand, too, but he's a little more effective. So this cute video comes from Scotland. This loving big brother turns himself into a human stepping stool so he can help his little sister get onto a pony.
She did it.
And she does it. Yay. And then he is very pleased with himself afterward. He's jumping for joy. He knows he helped her get up on that horse.
Look at how patient the pony was,
I know. They must do this all the time. I mean, it's used to being ridden by little kids, probably.
Big brother slash stool.
Yeah, that's cute. Well, it's the weekend, and everyone is wishing for plenty of sunshine. So we'll leave you with this. Oh. This is Faye. She almost lost that big balloon, but she wanted to bring a little bit of sunshine to start your weekend off right.
She brings sunshine to everyone's life.
Sunshine and cuteness. Look at that. Yeah. Almost lost it.
Here is your Skywatch weather camera, what's showing a lovely day. We had a lot of sun out there today. Yes, some cloudy periods. The wind picked up here and there, just above 40 kilometers per hour. It may do that at times over these next couple of hours as well. But a beautiful day. We got up to 21 degrees. Normal is 16. So above normal, not quite a record breaker. 27.8 is the record for this day. Okay, when we look at the big picture here, there's been temperatures in the 20s if you're mainly out west. One of the hot spots is northwestern Ontario, with Thunder Bay got to 27 degrees today. And that was really, if you compare it to everywhere else, a lot warmer than everywhere else. Now, some communities will get to that 27 mark for tomorrow, even cracking the 30-degree mark tomorrow. So the further southeast you are tomorrow, the greater chance you are to get to that 30-degree range. Okay, so we are looking at this point, those mid-20s for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. And again, getting closer to that 30-degree mark for tomorrow. 21 for Calgary. We'll get warmer in Calgary, but not that warm. All right, Kamloops 20 for tomorrow, 19 in Kelowna, Edmonton 20, likely some cloud cover in central Alberta. And we will see some sunny breaks out there tomorrow, but also some cloudy periods possible at times for southern Alberta. 28 for Lethbridge, 29, maybe even 30 for Medicine Hat when you look at that 10-day trend. Mother's Day, 21, and then 8 with rain on Monday. And then we are at the teens, normal 16 for this time of year. We're around normal for all of next week, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. That's terrific. There's going to be so many great things to do outside this weekend.
Beautiful weekend for everything. And be outdoors as much as possible, because next week is on the cooler side and rainy at times, which we need. 24 degrees for tomorrow, and for Mother's Day, 21. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Yes, that late day showers are possible, so by 4 p.m. So keep that in mind if you're planning to do a barbecue, take mama to a patio, anything like that. You may be interrupted a little bit. It'll be isolated. It'll be very widespread and consistent for Monday, 5 to 15 millimeters of rain and much cooler temperatures. All right, Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And Mitzi Godberson sent this in from Bridgeland. This is the moody sky last night.
Very moody.
Beautiful.
Pretty cool, huh?
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific weekend.